Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stay on my feet.
Итак, поворачивает камеру. Ага. Инверсия не нужна. Чувствительный был брать. Управление. Чуть-чуть, наверное. Вот так вот. О, так нормально будет. О, прыгать умеет. Добраться до маяка. Ого. Типа убегать надо? Тихо.
You missed your deadline. Damn.
Да что такое? А, не ту кнопку нажимаю.
You can't stop me.
Ага.
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the story I'd been working on.
Ты можешь бежать? Вот тут надо быстрее бежать. Тут что-то опасное. Да беги давай. А, он задохнулся. Устал. А что там сзади-то? Не вижу, чтобы что-то происходило. А, мост сломал я.
trapped. There was no way out.
Die, 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 die.
The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out.
Выбираться куда? Холодильник? Нет.
Follow the light. You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
Так, хпшка восстановилась. Это хорошо.
I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
Follow my light. I entered your dream to teach you.
Неплохо.
The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing. This way. There's no time. The hitchhiker has been taken over by the dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive the darkness away and make him vulnerable again. Here, take the light.
Так, фонарик.
Turn your flashlight toward him and burn the darkness away. You did it. Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still inside, controlling him. He can't be saved. He's still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the...
Пистолет.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now.
In the nightmare, a terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
Так, ну, батарейка сама, получается, восстанавливается. Фонарик, да? Да. А чтобы быстрее перезарядить батарейку, понял?
You made me this way, and now I'm gonna kill you.
Да ты чё? Не буду я драться с ним. Тратить патроны. Ох, сколько их тут. Тихо, 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 тихо. Спокойно. Здесь они не пойдут. Так, это ракетница. Ага. Ну, я понял. Так. Ну-ка, можно назад? Нет, он назад не идет. Тихо, тихо, тихо. Да что ты такой дохлячок-то, а?
I can keep this up forever.
Беги давай. Давай, давай, быстрее, быстрее.
Baby, just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here. Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
Позировать для Элис? И как?
Hi.
Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
You have a lovely wife. If you don't mind me saying. I'm Pat Maine, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right. Yeah?
Hey, bestseller. How's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah, we just got here.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Кто там опять звонит?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Alan, we're here. Come on, let's get back to the car.
Там как будто горит что-то, они печку топят. Какой дым.
Come on, Slowpoke. You get the full service here. I've made all the arrangements. I drive the car. I'll even carry
У
you
них
back.
олень
All you
потеряется.
have to do is drag your cute butt into the car and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, sounds like you've got a lazy bastard for a husband.
Yeah, but I
Damn
got a thing for
yuppies.
him. Come on, you lazy bastard. Let's go.
Так, сойти.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us. I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Oh, of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all your books.
Какой-то популярный
When they took it out of the window.
писатель получается. А ну вот он.
Keep it here. Well,
Смотрите.
okay. Good for you. Right. So much for a quiet vacation.
Try the coffee. Just don't blame me when you fall in love, 'cause it'll break your heart when you have to leave.
Rusty here is no longer human. Nothing but black coffee under a thin layer of skin.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Are you staying long, Mr. Wake? I can't believe it.
Do me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. I'd do it myself.
Ну давай.
Both of my legs have gone to
6.
sleep.
Ну как раз 6.
Bad circulation. Yeah.
Are you serious? Coconut again? You disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable.
Ha! It does that. Get stuck. Yeah. You need to give it a good
Это он сейчас ударил?
whack.
Или что он сейчас сделал?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
This is it. I've died and gone to hell.
Поет, но очень тихо. Так, взять кофе. Чё ты там смотришь?
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it, ma'am.
Так, тут я пройду? Закрыто.
I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find Stuckey, to get the key and get out as soon as possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Overeager fans always did.
Закрыто. Может, бабка что-то видит? Это же бабка, да? Ну да. Так, фонарик можно как-то включить, нет? А у меня вообще ничего нет.
Hello? Mr. Stuckey?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
На чем-то на вдову похоже. Ну или похоронный.
Very inspiring.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed, and then I must remind Sam.
Even that sounds better than your singing.
О, уснул уже. Он проснулся.
Splendid, splendid! Damn hernia. It swells up like a balloon if I lift anything heavier than a spoon. Yeah, splendid, splendid. It's been a long time, Tom. Good to see you.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a bottle on you, would you, Tom?
I wish.
The Andersons, they're, local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Bye, Mr. Wake.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
That diner was a real nut house.
Can you believe this place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Batman here on PBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years. Not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while. See those stars winking down at you? It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia. The fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Выглядит классно так-то.
An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
Ну, неплохо сюда сразу пришел. Так бы выходить пришлось из дома.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Что мне там показал?
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
Там замок или дом какой-то вдалеке. Фокус был. Наверное, что-то произойдет там. Просто так же показали.
Alice? Honey?
Чё, пропало, что ли?
A shoebox filled with books by Thomas Zane sat on the shelf. I'd never heard of him before.
Alan, I'm upstairs.
А, нет, здесь
I have a
где-то.
surprise for you.
Где-то тут.
Surprise!
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn it, Alice! Everyone
Hey, hey, just hear me out! There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No! It's not like that. That's not...
О,
Alan? Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice! God damn it!
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through.
Damn it. Alice? Alice? Alice! The cabin had gone dark.
что это такое?
Lights were out.
Ну-ка, параметры. Графика. Это убрать.
Alice, I'm coming! It's all right, I'm coming! What the hell?
Что это, ворона или что это? Тихо, тихо, тихо. Да не застревай. Да опять ты сдох. Да что это такое-то? 5 метров пробежал и опять помер.
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Keep going.
Wake up.
Alice?
Он уже в машине. Что он в машине-то делает? А, ну нас снится?
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
И то может спортсмен, не спортсмен, пробежать больше, чем он. Чуть пробежал, уже сдох.
Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
Так, провода.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
О, машина вообще упала. Все, без машины остался. Так, подожди-ка, вот здесь что? А, тут нельзя поспуститься, понял. Так, куда мне? Туда надо? А где фонарик? Он чеш был.
Hello?
Так, опять белый свет.
Hello? Someone there?
Интересно, это глюки или на самом деле вот такое происходит?
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Не, все равно только происходит. Ну ладно.
Departure by Alan Wake. The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were...
Ладно, наверное, каждый угол не надо заходить, смотреть. Тут, ну, лута, как я понимаю, нету такого. И он будет, то по прямой.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
Так, вырубка деревьев. Что, звук был?
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident. Hey! Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help.
Listen,
deposit.
I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky.
Please.
To meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square. Fair and square. Carl Stucky. Pleased to meet you.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed...
Воу-воу-воу. Куда это все, вот кофе я подбираю, куда это все девается? Есть инвентарь какой-нибудь? Так, параметры, ну-ка, управление. Горячие клавиши. Тут больше ничего и нету. Понятно.
In great balls, you to arrive. You lose.
Shit.
The deposit.
It's the latest thing.
You
Да что ты не прыгаешь-то?
incontestably.
Нажимаю уклониться, не уклоняется.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Так, ну-ка, вертикалку включить. Так, батарейки. Так, о, пистолет есть теперь. 6 батарейк, это хорошо. Надо пока экономить патроны. Так, позвать на помощь.
Yes.
Great Falls Sheriff Station. How may I...
Hello?
This is bad.
Ну, сейчас разнесет. Да выходи. Дом сейчас поедет.
The bulldozer had gone over the cliff with the office. I hoped Stucky had suffered the same fate. but I wasn't planning on staying to find out.
Так их двое здесь. Тихо. И где патроны-то? Так, с них ничего не падает. Или с них ничего нет. Так, еще патроны. Так, включить. Ага. Так, указывает куда-то туда. Какое-то дыхание. Внуть. Да тебя толком так пнет.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
А зачем пинать? Ну, что там сказал, я чуть пропустил. Не прочитал. Неудобно, конечно. Какой-то знак. Знак факела. Открыть. Взять ракетницу. Тихо. Выстрелить, что ли? Так, добраться до бензоколонки. О, появился ниоткуда. Так, пистолет. Да ты чё? А он только фонариком может, да? Да. Что тебе за это? Так, по-моему, что-то вижу. Какие-то. Так, рукопись. F5.
Rose knew she had been gushing, but right now she didn't care. As far as she was concerned, her brief meeting with Alan Wake was literally the high point of her life. She watched as he got in the car with his wife. She was pretty, confident, at ease with Wake. Not like Rose. They were perfect for each other. She'd have given anything to be called their friend.
Так, меня же не заденет. Нормально. Тут как кат-сцена появляется, вот такие пятна почему-то. Почему? Это включить. А, понял.
What the hell was that? When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Кто дает кофе? Бежать быстрей? Ой, долго может или что? Понятно. Он же пьет его сразу? Или куда-то кладет? Так, он там ящик какой-то. И что это? А, страница рукопись.
Barry Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that, not sleeping, messed up. Barry had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake.
Эти рукописи, это же его рассказ как бы. Это вроде этого. И что, Алан про него получается. Свои же рукописи находит.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
Пишу, что лут подсвечивается. Так, батарейки. Патроны. Так бы сейчас бы прошел. Мигает, это хорошо. Лут. Патроны. Скорей, скорей, скорей. Так, сейчас подойду. Идти надо. Продолжаем. Так, по мини-карте как-то куда-то туда надо. Ну, пока схожу сюда. Гляну, что тут. Ну, походу тупик. Ничего нету. Ну-ка, может залезть, нет? Нет. Вот это мне что-то смущает. Желтый. Это вот тоже. Это туда показывает. Ну там же я был сейчас.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Так, патроны. Батарейки. Интересно, максимум сколько будет, может быть батареек? Ведь мигает. Смотреть.
There was no power. There was bound to be a generator
А, электричество
somewhere
нужно.
on the site.
Ну-ка, по лестнице ты можешь? Можешь. Так, найти генератор. Так, ну там что-то мигает.
With all this forestry equipment around,
Так, ну-ка
there had to be
спустись.
something I could use to reach the top.
Это кофе. Кофеек. Опять тупик.
I couldn't stay here. There had to be a way to get up there. The stairs were useless. I had to find something else to help me climb up there.
Ну, как бы как рассказ рассказывает сейчас. Вот эти вот. Так, трое уже. Трое? Трое. Ну-ка, если просто... А, тут застрял. Китайцы еще. Так, генератор я вижу. Это же генератор? Ну да. Так, надо вот этот еще. Да, вот зайти. Так, еще что-то тут.
I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash.
Я так нажал. Ведь надо нажимать, чтобы выйти сразу. Так, это что? О, дробовик. Неплохо. Прям хорошо. Так, только у меня 3 патрона. И 2. 2. Дробовик на что-то вроде боссов оставлю, если они тут есть. Да, должны быть боссы. Где? Я не вижу ничего. А, о, пошло. И куда его? А, для бревен. Да, наверное. Типа мост. Вот так вот. Ну да, мост получился. Так, подожди-ка, мне что-то показалось, или что тут есть? От канистра. Не падаем. Так, тут есть что, нет? Нету. О, патроны для дробовика. Есть патрон.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, you know, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Oh, Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but he's just too dumb for his own good.
Well, Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
You have a good night now.
Так, еще рукопись.
At first I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it I could save myself. With it I could save Alice. The gas station was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best dogs in the state. Belly Burster is the best with no contest. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is...
Где он там говорит? Он сзади идет. Ну-ка, повернись. Тихо. Да что за... Спокойно. Тебя кинь. Да, хорошо, что я клавомышь взял. Не стал на джойстике играть. Было бы вообще сложно. Ты чё? Учить надо сразу. А не дает. А где я? Давай скорей. Вдруг они так бесконечно могут. Ну возьми патроны. Или что там? А если не убивать, просто бежать? Ну так, наверное, бесконечно будут. Ну да, уставать сейчас будем. Спокойно. Пятка.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossible. I stepped into the gas station's garage.
Вот так вот. Давай, давай, скорей, скорей. Ну, сюда они уже не пойдут. Не хочу тратить эти патроны. Я еще точно не знаю, как часто патроны дают. Так что поэкономлю. Что стрелка туда показывает? Я думал, кто-то ползет. Камни. Ну и чё? Так, туда. А, вон ящик. О, бегут. Идут. Скорей. Прям в дом заходим. Они же не пройдут. Тут как бы светло. Так, еще патроны. 12. Батарейка.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things.
Получается, в этой реальности он помрет, другой не помрет, если он так говорит.
The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane?
Аж меняется каждый раз.
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Ну вот.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own
Про это я и говорил.
for the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. In Night Springs.
Да, безумные ученые, конечно, те еще. Дурачки.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help. But I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Так вот, что шумит. Что такое? Ну, вот эти вот скрипят. И что я выключил? Что это означает? Не шумело? Вот это опасно, конечно, если упадет. Раздавит только так. Так, батарейки 20 получается. Максимум 42 патрона. 42. Ну, можно пострелять будет сейчас, если они выйдут. Я их слышу, но не вижу. Где они? Так, 2 вороны. Вороны будут понападать мне, нет? Ну, тут много их. А где патроны-то? А, вот они. А, наступит их, но не сжигает полностью, я понял. Всё. Дошло. Но убивает... А, пистолет. Я думал, их сжечь можно с фонарика. Так, ты опять ты куда? О, исчез. Кто это? Да что за... Тихо. Спокойно. Нет. Так, заново. Попробовать стрельнуть, точно. Ну-ка, давайте-ка поближе. Нет, да? Не работает. Да перезаряжай ты быстрее. Как он достает долго. Ружье, конечно. Где ты там? Давай быстрей. Ну выходи, выходи давай. Последний остался. Странный. А что не так? Да неужели? Он жирный. Ну ладно, хоть патроны есть, сейчас наберу их. А, для дробовика нет, что ли, патронов? Ну иди поищи там лучше. Да, ладно. Куча сейчас упадет все равно. Ну так долго это все делает. Жаль, конечно, для патрона для дробовика я не нашел. Может, дальше будет. Так, ну почти уже дошел, да, даже не почти, а уже дошел. Вот там опять олень. В начале ехал он. Ну, как мы приехали сюда. Так, тут не пройти. Перепрыгнуть может. Хотя прыгает такой, так себе, конечно.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
Так ящики не разбиваются.
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment.
Так, кофе. Кофеек. Не могу понять, что он дает. Ладно, туда я не пойду. Я сейчас
I
осмотрюсь
had to get
еще.
inside the gas station to find a phone to call for help. The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
Неделю важно. Так, ну-ка сначала в
The
гараж.
garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight. I'll write. I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Ну, я так думал, с ума сошел просто. Глюки всякие идут. Не просто так. Так, сейчас. Короче, какой-то праздник оленя. Ну, да, позвоним. Может, кто ответит.
Great Falls Sheriff Station.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Прикольно, сейчас ее убьют кто-нибудь.
I'm Alan Wake, but listen. I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
Ну, ничего не произошло.
Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Второй эпизод «Одержимые». Так, это 3 года назад.
I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
О, какая там погода. Зима. Что там выключить? А, включить.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Как-то холодно там. Закрыто.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors, as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Так, новые записи пошли.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss. This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now.
О, QR-код. Так, а смотреть, что там? Ага. А, его книги. Это что, пистолеты? Это от Хитмана, что ли?
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover
Опять кофе.
mock-ups. They're on your desk.
Что он
Tell me
делает?
what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really? These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
О, опять началось.
Alan?
Да, тут я.
Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you. Even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Как настоящее.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake?
Вернули в свое время.
Nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The
Это капать эта бабка.
changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on.
Alice was missing. I needed help to find her. I wasn't ready to leave.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
The sheriff wants to see you in her
Да,
office.
знаю, я знаю. Что ты мне по 100 раз говоришь? Чё? И читать. Ага. Так, по игре получается 2007 год. Три человека аж пропало. И еще один.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You
do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
А, и кошка пропала.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the right...
Как я понимаю, это не зависит ночь-день, где темно есть, что-то может произойти.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Так, он опять кофе. Непонятно, что это. Что он дает?
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Так, и как я? Он же не перелазит. Вон как. Он пнуть хочет ее.
And the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall and the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Водительские права.
Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
О, спит. Я думал, его убили уже.
Shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it.
It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Аж он задымился. А, вот можно было как включить. Ну ладно.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
О, мамонт. Скелет мамонта.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Так, опять непонятное кофе.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air.
Как же он много говорит.
Who is bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. That's just crazy talk, Al. Al. Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Нет, лучше включить.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit.
Да, будь там.
Locking the door now.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
Так, патроны.
You make it sound a lot
Патроны
more
это хорошо.
organized than I ever seem to manage.
Чего?
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Тут мне ли показалось, шаги сейчас были оттуда вот.
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution. Oh, yeah, it's my kind of exercise. Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact what happens.
Чего? Ну-ка еще раз. Нету такого больше. Нормально в чужой дом так заходить с ноги?
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode: The Man in the Mirror.
Ну, поближе подойди, чтобы видно было.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Куда перья тут? Все закончилось. Погнали дальше. Ну, тут поинтереснее смотреть. Чем радио какие-нибудь слушать. Какие-то не очень скучноватые.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Так, тут высоковато прыгать.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page." The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Rusty? Damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming!
Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help! Help me! Can you hear me? Anyone! Please help!
Как он в доме.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone. The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Так, ключ нужен. Чё-чё? Бесполезное кофе. Ну и темень, конечно. Так, можно на крышу слезть. Нет, не может.
Hello?
Back here! I'm back here! Hey, please help me!
Ты чё, вернулся? Или он такой же дом?
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I
А, ну
found
да.
came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
Он живой или нет? Не, еще двигается живой.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on. At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the... I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like
Что
liquid
такое?
darkness.
Непонятно, что это.
Hunters need hunting licenses.
Так, двое. Тихо. Что там с Расти случилось? Привет, спасибо.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Что, тоже превратился, что ли?
Fishing is only permitted for those visitors
Ну да.
purchase a park fishing license. Obey the operator's instructions.
Так, он
Rusty. Rusty, no.
Это, конечно, будет тяжеловато его. Такие вот невидимки, они сложнее. Стреляешь, стреляешь. Обычно быстрее помирают. О! Так, и где он? Исчез. Еще двое. Ну это обычно, это нормально. Патрон мало, конечно. Так, а эти? Ага, перезарядка, 3 патрона. Ух. 0 патронов. Так, может, патроны есть где-нибудь? Хотя бы чуть-чуть. Ну и как, понравилась им игра? Кто там еще звонит?
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Так, здесь сейчас глянуть надо посмотреть, что здесь, может, патроны есть. Ну, конечно, рукопись, как обычно.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Мне бы патроны.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Так, мне направо показывает. Здесь закрыто. Так, тут открыто. Пещера какая-то. О, дробовик. Это хорошо. Опять ракетница. Надо будет ракетницу попробовать использовать. Что она делает? Ну, больше тут ничего нет, можно уходить. Ну, он тут же нормально пробежал. Вон сколько метров. Иногда бывает пробежит и все. Устал. Так, батареечки. Так, вот сейчас ракетницу попробовать. О, а это неплохо. Так, М1 тут. Спокойно, просто бежим. Не хочу я ракетницу тратить, у меня одна. Беги, беги. Тихо. Главное успевать нажимать. Ну, уже бы еще кидаться. Моё.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Так, ну-ка. Спокойно. Патроны мне нужны. А, не успел. Да что такое? О, второй. Вот тут можно ракетницу нажать. Где он там? Он здоровый-то. Тихо. О, их трое тут. Вот так вот. Сразу ваншот. А, еще бегут. У меня уже ничего нету. Так, ну почти дошел. Не надо меня кидаться топорами. Успевает же кинуть, а? Скорей. Вот так вот. Ну, здесь он не пройдет. Так, тут патроны должны быть. Батарейка, вот.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Так, 12 патронов, уже жить можно. Нормально. Это кофе. Так, тут я разобьюсь. Ну, дохлячок, он с метра помирает. Ну, как бы да. Ну, снова стрельба, если много есть, считается как шутер. Хоррор — это когда ты убегаешь постоянно и прячешься. Вот это хоррор. А если стрельба постоянно и отбиваешься, то... То как? Спокойно. Нет у него астмы, ничего. Ой, помер, конечно. Так, где я вообще? А, понял. Спокойно. Все, он задохнулся, это дурачок. Беги давай. На свет. О, ну ты чё? Это? А, понял. О, бегут. Ну беги давай. Да что за...
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job.
Так, ну пройти здесь никто не может. И только здесь.
Shit.
We gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
Ну, теперь я точно уверен, что его не глючит.
Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him.
Ты уже пистолет потерял?
When I first arrived here with Alice, he knew my name.
Дробовика нет.
Of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up. Hear that? It's them.
Ну-ка, давай-ка сам стреляй. Помощники. Да. Хоть там кидаться. Можешь быстрее их стрелять?
Lover's Peak, right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
А чё не кидает-то? Я же поставил же. Понятно.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it. Just a little longer. Scare them off. Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us.
А, вон она как работает. Надо на колесико нажимать.
Just a little longer. I almost got it. Okay, it's open, Wake. Move it or lose it.
Неужели?
Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Так, надо поменять, а то я путаюсь. Так, где тут? А, тут больше нету. А, вот можно поменять средняя кнопка. Ну, бред какой, а. А, во, наконец-то. Во.
This is it, Wake.
Ты мне лучше патроны дай.
There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake. Ah, that's right.
Ты хоть попадай. Уже сой. Ну да, если закажут какую-нибудь игру, да. А что такое? Да кинь ты этот фонарь свой. А он там в описании написано у меня. Здорово-то. Больно бьет. На тебе.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were going to say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're going to bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
Но только игры, которые на ПК идут. Мобильные и PlayStation. Их не беру. Ну неужели мне патроны дали? Талет.
He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Так, тут секреточка должна быть. Так, вот это вот получше ракетница. Так, патроны, хорошо. Не, много, но надо будет научиться. В чем? В Ютубе? Или где?
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign. And nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really...
Тебе проще сейчас просто вот набирается какое-нибудь много просмотров на видео ты выложил. И там 1800 просмотров я заходил последний раз было и 900 с чем-то просмотров еще какая-то игра. Вот если который набирает больше всего просмотров, вот то надо и выкладывать. Спокойно. Не падаем. Видел. Когда заходил, у тебя было 11, по-моему, подписчиков. А тут я уже зашел, вот где уже 41 было. Сейчас не знаю сколько. А, это капкан? Что такое?
Rusty had warned me about these traps. It hurt like hell. I was stuck.
Я думал, он-то лут. Ну так тебе. Это капкан. Это капканы, ну понятно. Так это я назад пошел. Да? Так, это капкан. Так светится, как будто лут. Ну не было же ничего. Как ты попал-то? Так, патроны. Патроны. Ну это я не знаю, как это делается. Без понятия. Так, я что, назад пришел, что ли? Опять не туда иду. А, мне же на бревно надо. О. Так, ну-ка. Их лучше кучкой зарывать. Патрон меньше уйдет. Да что это непонятно происходит еще? Вот землетрясение. В противках. О, 2 патрона. О, слышу, сзади бежит. Да, в голову, если целиться, то быстрее помирают. О, тут бы ракетницу. Его же кинул. Ага. Нормально.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
Так, про бензопилу еще не было такого. Я не слышал. Тут, можно сказать, все действия озвучивает. Так, это уже винтовка, это не ружье получается. Беззарядная. Так, не падаем. Ты сейчас упадешь куда-нибудь. Аккуратненько.
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Так, желтая стрелочка. Как я понимаю, с желтой стрелкой есть, он мне наводит на сундучки. Там ракетница есть. У меня одна. Так, где тут стрелка? Вот. Направо. Дышит. Ну и чё? Ничего тут нету. Ну-ка, запрыгнет. Запрыгнет. О, сюда же еще можно. Нет? Может. Ничего нету. Так, куда мне идти-то? Мне куда-то туда надо. Вот. Так, это что? Фальшфейер. Не успел. Быстрей. Ага. Так, он один, нет? Двое их. Ой, не успею. Да стреляй ты скорей. Стоишь. Так, их трое здесь. Попало. Так, ну-ка, добегу, не добегу. Давай, давай. Да, конечно. Так, фонарь стоит нормально. Патроны, это хорошо. Патроны это всегда хорошо. Это что это такое? Вот там сжигаю. Какую-то тень.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of...
Чуть не упал.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Так, он там один? Он здоровый. Тихо. Спокойно. Так, это нормально. Напугали меня. Да, конечно, опасно. Придавит еще. Ох, двое его. Или тут не двое. Да ты чё, давай уходи. Ну да, конечно. Так, патрон здесь забрать. О, там еще что-то было. Мигнуло сейчас. Ага.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the Taken. No natural path had brought them here.
Ну-ка назад. А, я не смогу назад пробраться. Это, конечно... Да что такое?
Beware of widowmakers.
Летел. Да ты чё? Ну убегай, чё ты стоишь-то постоянно? Да. Какой-то неживой. Ну. Да перезаряди ты скорей ты уже. Неужели? Ты долгий. А, вот он и бензопила. То в записях было. А, того не задело. тут получше. Чем дробовик? Дробовик вообще что-то не убивал. А, в магазин ходил.
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on. I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
Так, сейчас еще осмотрю здесь. Так, рукопись.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct. His posture. The way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond. I had to find the key to the garage.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Где он там сидит? Что-то пишет, походу. Ты не показывает это. Спокойно. Так, ну-ка. Нет, тут закрыто. О, на машине, неплохо. Ага. Не думал, что здесь на машине можно ездить. А куда ехать-то? А, все вижу. Не надо мне кидаться. Это забор деревянный или железный? Непонятно. Куда-то не туда. А как выйти-то? А. Все, приехали. Что это там? Все, накатались. О, ракетница. Перезарядить. Ох, сколько их. Спокойно. Да что ты не уворачиваешься-то? Тихо. Да как он же больно бьет. Нет. Так. Мимо. Есть. Ведь кто-то звонит.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife? Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
Not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, yes, I get you.
Так, ну это я узнаю место. Это начало было. Там кольцо. От колеса.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Он не во все машины может сесть.
Al! Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Так, ну и чё меня сюда привела? А, вот она. Так, еще ракетница. 9 ракетниц. Да вы чё? Уходить отсюда. О! Еще идут. Да беги, дохляк. Класс, 2 осталось.
Hey, Al. I'm I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared.
Давай, пока.
The man
Удачки.
wanted the manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the
Oh Dear Diner.
Good girl.
Это не управлять людьми, даже вот так.
Come here. Pretty please. Can you tell me where I am? You won't you say something?
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose.
Ладно, пока закончим. Игра прям мне нравится, прикольная игра.
Who wants to know?
Интересно.
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were
Я думал, не особо будет интересная игра, но ничего. Мне нравится, как идет.
As I was saying, Al,
Не ожидал. Ну ладно, продолжим на следующий стрим. Ибо кто был, всем пока.
is crazy.